Welcome to the Looking Forward module of the U.S. Course Design Guide 2021 video series. In the previous video, you learned how to use the design guide, including the new hyperlinking feature and room datasheets included in the appendix. In this video, we will discuss how and when future updates will be made to the guide and other updates currently underway to other documents and the AnyCourt application. Next, we will take a look at when and how the design guide will be updated in the future. First, changes to the design requirements or policy must be identified. These changes may arise from users submitting their suggested changes to the AO or through judicial conference action. A mailbox has been set up for users to submit their questions and feedback on the new updated design guide. After potential changes are identified, AO staff will evaluate the scope and policy implications of the recommendations and determine what level of review and approval is required. The frequency of updates is dependent on the amount and nature of feedback from design guide users and the lesson learned from ongoing projects. Along with the design guide, AnyCourt is in the process of being updated to reflect the new space standards and requirements. In January 2021, the process began by analyzing the guide updates against the existing AnyCourt code. The revised AnyCourt product will be released in June 2021. This revised version will contain all of the new requirements, space standards, and updated policy contained in the revised design guide. In 21 or 22, the AO is considering updating AnyCourt to holistically replace the tool with a new version. Other documents that provide supplementary information to the design guide are in the process of being created. Most notably, the AO is currently working with an expert panel made up of court architects, space aces, and AO program managers to develop a best practices guide. This guide will be released in June of 2021. The intent of the Best Practices Guide is to establish a non-policy driven document that serves as a companion guide to the U.S. Courts Design Guide. The Best Practices Guide captures industry best practices and lessons learned from courthouse planning, design, and construction projects throughout the judiciary. The Best Practices Guide aligns chapter for chapter with the Design Guide. Each chapter is broken out into 3 sections: design and planning considerations, best practices, and case studies. This document is meant to be a reference guide for judiciary stakeholders and AEs and deepen the knowledge of courthouse design and construction in the industry. Other documents, such as the Courtroom Technology Guide, are also being updated to reflect new design standards. Thank you for watching this video discussing the next steps in the update process. To help collect your feedback, the AO has set up a mailbox where you may email your questions about the revised guide. Please send an email with your questions or feedback to uscdg_questions@ao.uscourts.gov. This concludes the U.S. Courts Design Guide 2021 video series. Thank you for watching this series, and we hope you found these videos helpful. As stated at the end of each video, please reach out to uscdg_questions@ao.uscourts.gov for answers to any additional questions or to submit design guide changes.